It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your kids are? Oh boy. Oh golly, oh gee. Hey, how's it going? Welcome in. We're doing something a little different today. We're doing a tier list. We're gonna be doing this sick tier list. Thank you for the resub, Brendan. Appreciate it. So here's what we got going on. Oh shit, this isn't gonna work. Actually, yeah, we'll go to that. We're gonna mess up this one actually. Here he is. Right. Scoot this up. All right. I don't really know how I want to set this up, if I'm honest. But here's the deal. We're doing a tier list on arcade machines. All right. So I've gone through the painstaking effort of compiling a beautiful, zesty list of arcade cabinets and games for us to peruse, browse even, right? How does this look? Should I shift this? Should I do like, I think this looks fine, maybe. You see there's a red bump? I hit my head on a pole at work. It hurt really bad. Yeah, this is fine. I think this is fine. If I need to move it around, I'll move it around. All right. So this is what we've got. We've got this beautiful compiled list. All right, we're gonna go through the ratings really quick that we got on these arcade cabinets. All right. We'll start at the bottom. We've got tokenless. These are the games nobody wants to play. All right, nobody playing these. Everybody thinks, ew, stinky, bad game, bad cabinet, right? Nobody's playing these. These cabinets get brought up, I sleep. me, you know? All right, then we got borrowed token. All right, I play these only whenever the homie hops in and says, yo, I'll give you a token if you want to hop on Ox with me, right? Hop on OG. And I'm like, gotta do it. All right. The other one, next up, feeling quirky. All right. I see this. I'm walking through, the Dave and Buster's. And I look to my left, I go, oh, the Chuck E. Cheese has this machine? All right. I'll hop on it. Why not? I'll do a little something. All right. I know I could list a game right off the top of my head that belongs in this category, but we're gonna wait. Okay? We're gonna wait. We're gonna be patient. All right. Next up is Gots 2. All right. You come in, you walk in, you're on the arcade floor, and you gots to play this game. You see it, you go, of course we gotta run it. All right. These are your classics. These are the ones that you see and you're like, bro, it'd be a sin to not hit this up. All right. Then we got the hype makers. You see these, you pass by on the floor and you see one of these and you go, oh, dude, it's my machine, bro. I'm in it. I'm here for it. These get you going. These are like, man, this is my shit. And then our S tier, all right, is the why I'm here's. I pulled up to this Chuck E. Cheese. I pulled up to the Rat's slave dungeon to play these games. All right. I give him my money to get some fake money or I beat up the kid next to me and take his fake money, his Monopoly coins, to roll up and play these. Now there's going to be a couple arcade machines you don't see. Just throw them in the chat, throw them in there, and we'll deal with that issue, right? I'll throw out some honorable mentions and stuff. It's a little hard for me to add photos in now because I'm too far gone, if I'm honest. But bruh, it's gonna be tight. I'm trying to think of a good way to have this working. Hey T-Rex, how you doing, bruv? Hope you're chilling. Hope you're having a good time. So those are our tiers, all right? Those are our ranks. That's what we're working with, all right? I'm trying to think if I can... I'm going to see if I can make this work. This is a really scuffed way to do this. But... I'm ready. You ready for me to butcher this? I want... Dude, I'm trying to think of the way to get chat to appear. Actually, I think... Hold up. I have a way to... Okay, I think that'll work, actually. Get rid of this Windows capture. All right. And then I think that this will work, but I'm not positive. Okay. Oh my God. It looks bad. There we go. Okay. I think that looks all right. I think it's fine. It should also pick up YouTube chat. If it doesn't, we'll deal. We'll figure it out. All right. So we've gone through the tiers. Let's get this. All right. Now there's a mix, a hodgepodge in this list. All right. We've got everything from classic, archaic cabinets that your grandmama used to play. Her great-grandmama used to play, right? And then we also got the things that the ballers roll up in, all right? We got the new hot shit, all right? Now, I'm not going to lie. Like I said, we're missing some stuff. We're missing some heaters in here. Either because I couldn't find photos of them because they're really hard to find, apparently, or I didn't think about it. And we can just talk about where roughly it would go. All right. So if you think of something, you tell me that I missed it. You say, Jackson, get it together. All right. Let's hit it up. So let's start with the top one, which is the Simpsons arcade game. Okay. Also, some of these photos are really tiny, so I'm gonna be like, squinting. All right. The Simpsons arcade machine, all right? Here's the deal. People will tell you, old heads, all right? Boomers sitting out here, and they'll go, The Simpsons, a classic game. A beat 'em up style game that was ahead of its time. Let me tell you. One, I'm going to set a precedent right now. I don't think beat 'em up games are that good. I know. It's crazy. That takes a lot of games immediately down a tier. You got the X-Men game. You got The Simpsons. You've got Scott Pilgrim, which isn't a really an arcade game. You've got something else that I'm forgetting. TMNT, the Ninja Turtles, also a beat 'em up. Ooh, I know what all the old heads are saying in here. The Simpsons, borrowed token. All right. I don't think The Simpsons, not my favorite property, not my favorite IP, all right? And so it's going in borrowed token. The homie rolls up and says, hey, bruv, we gotta hit up The Simpsons. I'm like, All right, we can run it. We are buying. All right. Next is, okay, this tokenless. Ooh. No, it doesn't deserve tokenless. Borrowed token is fine. If somebody else is buying, I'll play it with them. You know, I'll run it. It's got 4 people. 4-player co-op is available. It's alright. This is the football game where it's 3 holes, and you have to throw the football into, like, the top hole is the smallest, and then the medium hole, and then a big hole, and then there are little side panels, flaps that come out that are like your wide receivers who are like, you know, they have those positions up. They do the Heisman. Okay, here's the thing. Yeah, I gotta show off the arm. You know, the finca push. Okay. Here's the deal. I used to be a quarterback when I play football, right? You see me, I'm there. I'm at the machine. I go, you know, and I'm giving it my all. All right. But here's the deal. I think these machines cost a decent chunk to play. All right. Yeah, you have your homie on the machine hiking it back to you. They stand on it and then they drop off. I'm gonna say that the football game is a feeling quirky for me. I'm not going to the arcade to play sports. Ew, stinky. No. All right. I'm going to play some games. All right. The football doesn't give me tickets. The ticket production of it, not good. You don't get enough tickets for it. All right. 2, all right. It cost like half my quarters. Your mama, she gave you 4 quarters or 4 tokens at a time, and she goes, "Okay, go spend your 4 tokens," because it's Monopoly money, so it lasts forever. And so you go, and it's like 3 of your tokens. I'm not gonna go play football when I can go outside and play football. Nah, it's a feeling quirky. It's a pass by. I look at it, I go, you know what? Ooh, the arms feel a little like a heater today. All right. I have no clue what this game is. Hold on. Dude, hold up. I'm mad because I'm bad. I was a quarterback. This next game is this one. This multi-jug toss. Which if you it's a carnival game basically equivalent, but rebranded. All right. Now multi-jug toss, tokenless. I'm gonna say it. Token jug toss is what skee ball. It wants to be skee ball. All right, but it's bad. It's not good. All right, you don't get tokens or tickets for it really. It's just, it'll give you like the pity 4 tickets basically, and then be like, here, you can have these, champ, for your 3,000 points. But you know damn well there's somebody who comes in and they're on a heater. They're like, I'm gonna get the high score. I'm gonna get 5 digits on this, and that's all that they do. And I respect them for that. All right, now this next one. Chat. This next one is different. You leaving? Okay. Very pretty. Be safe.
No promises. I love you all.
Love you lots. All right. This next one, chat, is different. Now, I know the image is small, and some of you might not know what this machine is. All right. Hold on. I gotta get this to open. This is Spacey Racers. All right. Spacey Racers is crazy. It goes hard. All right. It also was Rockin' Moon Rally. All right. Now I know it's crazy. You're sitting there, you're thinking, I don't even remember this. But then let me show you. These dudes, these are our space racers. These are our Rockin' Rally racers. Okay. This guy, This guy is selling drugs on the side of the road. Okay? This girl is what Betty Boop wishes she could be. All right? This guy is literally what I dream about whenever people talk about Carrot Top or Flavatown. I think of this guy. And this guy, I'm pretty sure, would literally stab me inside of a 7-Eleven. But you know what? Rockin' Moon Rally and Spacey Racers? Oh, okay. For those who don't know, the core gameplay loop of this, right here, these are little track balls. Like it's a little ball and you like spin it. And the whole point is you spin it as fast as you can to make your Spacey Racer roll faster on their little tricycle. So they're sitting there and they're like going as fast as they can. He might do meth, honestly. Those eyes are really red. I don't know if that's an effective meth, but he wants to win. He wants to be the Rockin'. Also, these got put in twice on accident because the way I'm dumb and it happens. So Spacey Racers, why I'm here. I hate, and I'm just going to pop the Rockin' Moon with it because it's the same thing. It's why I'm here. All right. I see that. And you know what? It's expensive. But here's the problem with Spacey Racers. It's only fun if you've got the people. All right. If you're rolling up to the arcade floor, you got no ladies. All right. You got no fellas. All right. You got no dogs. All right. You're rolling up alone. Your cousins aren't there, which is who I would go with sometimes. Your fellow sports enthusiasts aren't there. The people you play sports with, you're all on your NFL path. You're doing your damnedest, and they can't make it to the club. And all of your homies, they're poor, or they're off playing something else. You know, you've got to do what you got to do. You've got to try to drag them back. So for that reason, I go back to Hype Maker. I change it, actually, because of the fact that you need 4 people to play it, or you need at least one other for it to be like, ooh, I'm competitive. I'm racing. It goes to Hype Maker. Okay. But if I have the people to play with, that's for sure why I'm here. All right. This next one, I'm pretty sure is just a crane game. Like, legitimately. It is just a claw machine. All right. A non-branded claw machine. All right. Now, everybody's got their experience with these claw machines. Here's my problem. All right. Claw machines, statistically, not likely to win. But if you're goated with it, you've got the extra sauce drizzled on top, right? You only spend anywhere between 2 to 4 tokens, depending on. And you get a prize without having to spend your tickets. That's huge. And if you're a goat like me, just saying, in a claw machine that I've never won, all right? I didn't win. Oh, no. In a claw machine that I haven't conquered, you know, I go, and I see the claw, and I go, and it goes down. You know damn well I'm picking up that Pikachu or that non-branded specific rat creature that's yellow. Claw machines, though, a little expensive and not always guarantee that win. You also can find them everywhere, which brings down that value. Honestly, I think a claw machine is a feeling quirky. Okay? Claw machine, you see it and you're like, ooh, maybe I run that. Ooh, a little, all right? Nothing super zesty, but it's still good, all right? It's still reliable. Next, we've got this game. The list is not butchered, chat, all right? You guys are sleeping on all of this. All right, the next game is a classic arcade game, and you got to have a little plane and you shot at bigger planes. And you would get like power-ups and stuff here and there. I can bring up an image. It's this one, okay? It's not like Galaga or like Space Invader. It is like this. I couldn't find the name. I looked for this for like 20 to 30 minutes and I couldn't find the name of the actual one I used to play, but I used to play this with my uncle all the time. All right. This one, the ticket, I never got tickets for this. This was never on like the Chuck E. Cheese floor or the Dave and Buster's floor. All right. This was always on like, ¿cómo se dice? This was in like the local pizza joint that I went to, or the fish and chips spot that I would jump in real quick, and I'd be like, "Oh, let's play around of this." And you know what? I'd always play it on borrowed tokens. It's a fun game, but that's what I'm always playing with. I'm running it with the homie, and that's how it's gonna stay. All right. This next one is a claw machine, right? It's very similar vibe, but in it is dinosaurs, and the claw is a T-Rex's head. So it goes in, and it just, and it'll pull out a couple, like a dinosaur or two, like a little rubber one, and you like the size of this Kirby, and you would have that, and that was your winnings, and it was always like 1 token. And honestly, this thing was always full. Ain't nobody playing it. Ain't nobody running the dinosaur game, which is kind of sleeper, if I'm honest, because you guarantee get something from it. But me, tokenless. There's no challenge, no zest, no gabagoo. There's nothing pulling me in, you know? It is all very same. I press the button. There's no skill. It's literally just press button, it go down, and the circle in the center keeps rotating like a washing machine. All right. Next we have, and some of these are kind of grouped up games because it would be kind of dumb for me to get like a bunch of variants on the exact same game. So this one are those machines. This is the Jurassic Park one, but there's a Walking Dead one. There's another one that I think is like Ghostbusters. There's one other one that's another zombie one, I'm pretty sure, or something. But you go in and it's got like a curtain, and then you sit down, and you like have the screen in front of you, and then there's like mounted, like triggered guns, like that you basically just like point around the screen, you know, and you shoot at the things. And you usually play this with a homie. You usually got your dog sitting next to you. You saddle in, right? And then you go, and you pop in your 4 tokens per. My God, 4? My God. I didn't look up these coin values, so don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure this is how I remember it. And you run it. And honestly, you have like a life bar, and they're meant to kill you. That you're not meant to last long in this. I don't remember ever making it past the second stage in these, but they were always a good time, man. You always like would see these, and you're with your dog, and you're like, oh, this is, yeah, dude, we gotta run the Walking Dead sit down theater experience. We gotta run Jurassic Park Escape from Jurassic Park. And so for that, it's a gots to. I'm sitting down, I'm with the homie. We gotta rock it, dude. We gotta go. Come on, let's run it. Run it back. Come on. No way you're sleeping on it. Let me move these guys down here. My little homies. All right, next. We have Connect 4, the big one. All right, the extra large Connect 4. Here's the deal, okay? It's Connect 4. I play this game at home. I play this game with the kids from school or the homies on the football team or pre-NFL days. Me. You know why? Because I smoke them. Not only that, but it's Connect 4. I play this at home for not 4 tokens. There's no way I'm rolling up to the function and the homies look at me and say, we run in Connect 4? What? So we don't do it. We're not running that. Connect 4, borrow token. All right. Because if I'm honest, if the homie really that dedicated, I still might try to convince the homie, let's kick it onto like Big Space Invaders or something. Like, there's no shot that Big Connect 4 is where you really, the hill you want to die on. Okay? Like, we could run extra large Pac-Man. You know? Maybe we move it down to tokenless. I think it's top of tokenless, low key. And then like dinosaurs under that. Also, this airplane game above The Simpsons. Deserve it. How we looking, chat? What are we thinking of this so far? I'm feeling pretty strong. I'm feeling good, confident. All right. I'm feeling very, very safe in my decisions. Next, we've got Pac-Man. All right. I didn't put Mrs. Pac-Man, but Mrs. Pac-Man is superior. All right. Anybody who tells you otherwise, they're wrong. Ain't nobody know. Mrs. Pac-Man brings the heat. All right. She's chefing it up. She's got the Skittle grilling, and Pac-Man's over there with his beer. Got off a long day of work, but all he did was run and eat Ghost, and he no car, no bitches, and Mrs. Pac-Man over there pulling hose. She got tokens out the wazoo. All right. So I think that when we classify this, we got to do a bundled pair. All right. It has to be Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man together, which immediately brings it up higher. Now, a little bit of lore for you old heads. All right. A little bit of lore for you guys. Whenever I was a kid, my grandparents on my mom's side had, my mom is always my left. My dad is my right. Anyway, they had a Miss Pac-Man machine, like one of the table cabinets. So it was like a flat table in their house. And I don't know how they got it, but we would just pop it open and like hit the trigger that basically told it that there were tokens in it. And they just also had a shit ton of quarters. So we'd also just throw quarters in it. And just like pull the thing out. So I know how to change like coins on like arcade cabinets, which is kind of funny. But anyway, we just pull out the drawer and pop the quarters in, or just hit the thing. And we just play a bunch of Mrs. Pac-Man on this machine, and it's goated. Let me tell you, it was awesome. I got very good at Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man. All right. I'm going to say, if they got Pac-Man, I'm rolling up to the function. I'm playing it. Pac-Man invited. All right. Pac-Man is here and I'm there for it. All right. I roll in and I see Miss Pac-Man or Pac-Man and I'm like, it's smoke time. All right. I'm going to take that high score spot. It's mine now because I've got to leave with my initials in at least the top 3 bracket. All right. Next, we have the Spiderweb game. All right. Here's the deal. I don't know how many of y'all played this game, but this is it. It's literally just this. This one looks like shit. Oh my God. It's been through it's Spider Stompin' apparently is what it's called. I didn't play this one a whole lot. All right. But the whole point is basically it's like Speed of Light except with your feet. Or the whack-a-moles, except with spiders and light up buttons. So you'd stand right here in this zone where there's no buttons, Or you'd put your feet, if you were an OG, you put your feet between the middle button and you'd look down and you'd be moving your left foot for this section and then your right foot for this section. And then whichever one is unimpeded or is your primary foot, you'd kick back to the middle, right? So you'd be, it was like child's DDR, which only adults can play DDR for those who don't know, which we'll get to. Spider stomping, low-key, kind of midi. All right. Spider stomping, I maybe play it when I was younger if I'm feeling a little different, a little quirky. Didn't get much tickets, so I think we go feeling quirky on Spider Stomp. Next we have Mortal Kombat. All right, this is all encompassing. All right, we got 1, 2, and 3 in this one machine for this time. All right, now let me hit you with something. All right, there's been a debate, a feud, a dispute that's been going on for generations. People never stop arguing about it. And it's Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. And I think let's put away the modern prowess, okay? That's a different argument for a different day. Let's talk OGs. We got the Street Fighter 2 cabinets and the Mortal Kombat 2 cabinets, or all-encompassing cabinets for these hodgepodge groups. Now let me present you an idea. You roll up to the Chuck E. Cheese, to your local pizza joint, right? And they have Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat sitting right next to each other. Which one are you gonna play? Are you gonna play the fucking the game where everybody only knows Hadouken? That's all they got. Ain't nobody know anybody else. Ain't nobody know their names. I think one of them's named after the Barbie doll Ken. And the other one that everybody knows is Chun-Li, and that's because her thighs literally look like they would crush any human put between them. Ain't nobody know anything else. And then we've got Mortal Kombat? Ooh, you're telling me we've got Sub-Zero? Scorpion? Raiden? Oh my god. Not only that, you got the get over here. And then you zest it up. You give it the 1-2 and you got the toasty. You're telling me you're not running that? You're not going to hit the Mortal Kombat? You're not going to hit your tower section for winning against your homie or the CPU, or in my mother's case, her son who thinks that he's doing something different, who's actually just a CPU? You're running that tower. Oh my god. No shot you're not playing Mortal Kombat. Also, let's get it done. All right? Mortal Kombat is why I'm here. We're running that. We're getting that smoke. You've got the cool moves that are all hidden, which Street Fighter has too, but they're just not as good. They're not as iconic. All right? I see fucking Mortal Kombat there. I'm hyped. I'm lit. I see Street Fighter. I'm like, it's alright. We can play something else. We don't got to do a fighting game today. We can go play Rockin' Rally and race. Next we got pinball. Pinballs are quirky, all right? I'm not even gonna lie. Pinballs are just quirky, all right? Pinballs are those weird games where it's like they're cool because you got so many of them, and it's like there's never just one pinball machine. It's always like 3 to 10, and it's nowhere in between. It's like in that area, you either have 3 or you have a shit ton. And they're all different like flavors and stuff. You got like the Indiana Jones ones, you've got Star Wars, you've got a whole bunch of different pinball games. But pinball games are like one of those things that like people played in the 70s and the 80s and like popped off on. And then the 90s rolled around and like the game started getting more advanced and crazy. Actually, pinball might be 80s and 90s. Either way, let's be honest. Pinball nowadays, it's a quirky move, man. It's still like one of those ones that I'm gonna go out of my way to play. Like if I'm in a space and I'm like, oh dude, they've got pinball and I've got like some quarters, or I got a few extra tokens and I don't need tickets anymore, and I don't really want to run Rock and Rally again. And I'm not trying to spend a whole bunch of time on a game of Pac-Man or Mortal Kombat, because you know I'm running all the way up that tower, or I'm getting all the way to breaking the game levels on Pac-Man. So, yeah, sure, man. We'll run some pinball, man. Easy day. Clock in, clock out. All right. Welcome to Chuck E. Cheese, where we teach kids how to gamble and throw their money away. We're talking about, look at this, high casino. Oh my God, that scared the shit out of me. No need, chill out. Sega. That actually scared the hell out of me. I haven't heard that also in a very long time. Anyway, high casino, what? You roll up to the Dave and Buster's, which is what this is. Look at that, D&B, Dave and Buster's. And this is what you got? Bruh, I know we're in America, but I don't need that. I don't need me to be addicted to gambling. That's what I got CSGO for. That's what I got cases for. I've got the Fortnite Battle Pass, so I can be enjoying gambling in the comfortability of my own zone. All right, arcades, this is literally why we have gambling issues. This is why I can't put down poker. And for that reason, tokenless. Now, you may look at that photo and say, I got bad news. That's a lot of tokens in there. It doesn't start out that way. They put so many tokens in there to begin with. And the come up from it is so low. It's not worth it. But I pass by, you know, you give it one of those, you go, I'm not gonna play that. You hit it with one of those and you go, and you see if anything happens and you go, ah, and you keep walking. All right. So for that, it's in tokenless. All right. I'm never staying and putting more than one token in it. And if I do that, it's lucky. DDR. Dance Revolution. Ooh. Just listen to that. Dance Revolution? Oh, the French, the US, revolutionaries. And I know what you're thinking. The US, kind of tight. They did cool with that revolution. The French Revolution? Ew, stinky. Les Miserables? Never heard of her. Now, this is some people's ish. Some people roll up to the arcade, they're on the floor, and they're looking to hear those boom, 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 boom. Level up. You know, they're looking for that. Not me. And for that reason, borrowed token. There ain't no way you're going to catch me playing a rhythm game. All right? Due to a story you're going to hear in a little while. I just can't do it, man. I can't look it down to make sure I'm hitting the inputs and then look up at the screen and make sure that my feet are coordinated. And it's also like 2 to 4 tokens per. Now, I know some of you young kids are going to be out there. This whole tier list, I've been saying tokens, and you're like, what? Tokens? Boomer? Who? What are tokens? Because y'all use those fancy cards. But that's how it used to be back in the day, man. You used to go to the machine, you put in like a $5 bill, and you get like 25 tokens. All right? And you get your fake little Monopoly coins. You know what? Let me, hold up. Give me 1 second. I think I've got one. I lied. I only have car wash tokens, which is just as weird, if I'm honest. That a car wash prints their own little, like, Chuck E. Cheese tokens. But it's alright. It's okay. Anyways. So, after that, we dropped that, right? We dropped the DDR, and then it came to home, and there was really no point in playing it when it was an arcade, because then you had like the mats that are really bad, but you could plug them into a computer with a USB, and then like you could bind inputs, and that's kind of funny. But otherwise, it just sleeps, man. There's no reason to play DDRs unless like the homies in on them. Now what we got here. This is, I think, one of those skiing games, if I'm right. Alpine Racer. So this one, you grab one of these bars, you put your little tokens in right here, and then by Namco, Namco, whatever, right? And then you put your little feetsies here, and then these would swerve left and right, so you'd go... You look like you were skiing, man. You roll up and you're like, I don't know if you can really see my legs, but it's like you go you know? And that's kind of cool. That's kind of quirky and different. That kind of goes hard, you know? And you just race against CPUs, I think, and then they developed it to where it was like it became another type of racing game where you could have, there was two next to each other and then you could race, and the like skis moved almost independently too. So you could like move them independently, I'm pretty sure. These weren't really my jam though, honestly. It just wasn't for me, you know? I was too stupid. Cool concept though, I won't lie. So honestly, I think that the skiing game is a feeling quirky, which you're gonna notice a lot of games end up feeling kind of quirky right now, at least, but it'll level out. All right, now I think the ski game is better than the football game still. I don't think that's a competition. I think that actually, I think I've played the football game more than I've played the skiing game. Oh no. I think I've outed myself here. Tough. But anyway, that's how it works. All right. Ski game. I think ski game is more unique. I think it's cooler in concept. So it's going to go above the football game. All right. We're going to skip this game for now because I know I'm going to go on a tangent about it. Actually, we should probably put it here because the next game that I have to go on a tangent about is a little bit in a little bit. So we've got Spacers. Let's talk about this game. This game, all right, Arctic Thunder. Chat. Some Drakes. Honestly, a fucking round of applause. Thank you for your service. That's what I'm saying, because Arctic Thunder hit different. If you've never played Arctic Thunder, the snowmobile racing game, it's phenomenal. It's by Midway Games, and if somebody bought me one of these machines, I'd have to marry them. There's not, like, I can't do anything about it. I can't tell them no. They're gonna take everything from me because I can just run Arctic Thunder. Let me tell you how cool these machines were, okay, chat? This machine, I just want the handlebars even. Like, the way that it worked, right? You put in your tokens, and it cost a bit. It was 2 to 4, maybe 3, right? You sit on your cool little seat, your little snowmobile seat, and then you have your handlebars that you grab onto, and you're sitting there. The yellow is your gas pedal. You're revving it, basically. You're right? And then your green button is your start. The red button is your nitro, your booster, right? You can beep, and you go. Now here's the deal. Not only did it do that, one, that brake light worked, I'm pretty sure, I think. Two, you won't believe this. They put right here, see this? This is a little vent, and they blow cold air out of the machine onto you. So while you're snow racing on your snowmobile, you sit there and you go, and you lean back because you're like, oh, I'm picking up speed. And then you like push forward because you're like, oh, I'm in it, right? You feel the cold wind in your face, the hair through your hair. You're like, like you're a supermodel. And then you have these cool characters. You could play a Yeti. Why would I not play this game? This game is the best game at the function, chat. I'm not lying to you. I would go into my local pizza joint. I roll up to the Chuck E. Cheese. This is what I'm playing. I'm beelining it here. I'm like Arctic Thunder, here I come. It is one race that I get to play, and I'm gonna fucking live it up. And it wasn't like they had cool power-ups or anything, but what you could do is you're sitting on your snowmobile, you're sitting there, and you could go like this. I think it was it might have been the red button. There might not have been a boost. Or you might have had a boost and you hit the green for the boost. But the red button then, it was like you're pressing the gas, right? And then you go. You'd kick them from the side of your snowmobile. You kick the other racers. And so you're just the Yeti kicking this lady off her snowmobile in the middle of a high-speed race. There were secret pathways, so all of the maps had cool like mapping. A peak in game design. It is literally the best that there could be. So for that reason, Arctic Thunder, top tier game. Never been better. People wish that they had this. Like I said, if I had this machine, I'd have to marry. I'd have to. I have no choice but to marry the person who got me it. And for that reason, it's why I'm here. No cap. It's why I show up. It's just to go play Arctic Thunder again and again. Best game. That is truly peak S tier. All right. What we got next? This is Beer Pong, the arcade game. Oh, this is weird, chat. This is kind of a newer thing. These got introduced around the time that I was a junior or a senior in high school, I want to say. All right. And I think these are fucking weird. Just how the coin games introduce gambling to children, this introduces beer pong to children. Which, granted, now you can just do with like your iPhone and play cup pong. So it's like shmee shmop, you know? But I think it's weird. All right, they give you ping pong balls. You bounce it off the little plastic table in front of you into the cups. And you can also just Kobe it in general and like just like, you know, people be out there just like free balling it and they soloing it out, man. They clear the board. Good for them, honestly. I'm glad they're getting their practice in. But I think it's weird. I think it's a little strange. And I think it's weird that we let like kids have access to this. So for that reason, ooh, tokenless or borrowed token? Tokenless. I mean, I think it's weird that we let kids play it, and I think that it's one of those things. I can just go play this at home. It's just like Connect 4, man. I don't have a reason to go play this, but it is going to go above the gambling machine. I will say that. Low bar, I know. All right, next is Big Game Hunter. All right, chat. This game, kind of crazy. Kind of query, or Big Buck HD. This game kind of weird. I don't mess with it. All right, Big Game Hunter. What you do, right, is you take one of the plastic rifles and you go, pow, and it's got the infrared laser that matches with the screen. It's like using a Wii remote. All right. and then you could cock it back and you shoot, and you just kind of like hunt game technically, and it just like is on a scrolling thing. It's on rails is what it's called. And so they'll take you on your railed pathway, and then you shoot whatever animals come up, and you avoid shooting hunters or whatever. For this, I'm also going to say tokenless. I don't ever see these games getting played. I've played them maybe a handful of times, and it's never at like an actual arcade or the pizza joint. It's at like the sports bar. And it's because we're at karaoke night, and I'm just dragged there, and so I want something to do. So I'm like, yeah, I'll pump in $1 to this machine. But I will say, it does get to go above the weird the carnival game. Actually, you know. Next is Burger Time. All right, Burger Time. Let's talk about this game, chat. This is an old game, an old arcade game that used to be on cabinets. And it's basically platformed to where it looks like a Mario level almost, or like a King Kong level, I should say. And so it's got different platforms and different little ladders. And throughout there, you are making burgers, and you're a little chef who has to run along on these platforms and walk over the ingredients to have the ingredients fall to make a burger. And so, and all while you're being chased by salt and pepper and other accoutrement of cooking, I guess. And you can throw pepper, I think you're chase like hot dogs and stuff too, like, but you could throw pepper at them or something, and then like they sneeze and they get stunned, but you only have so much like pocket pepper you can throw. Honestly, it's kind of a good game. I wouldn't say that it's a feeling quirky. I definitely think it's a gots to. If I saw one of these and I'm walking around, I'm like, yeah, I gots to play a Burger Time, man. I gotta run that. Like, why would I not? You know, it's a good game. And it's one of those ones where like the scores are kind of fun to try and go for, because you get bonuses and stuff. And it's got like a longevity of your tokens, because it's hard to just lose on the first and second level. But like after that, it's like, ooh, we're getting a little dicey. So yeah, I think that's a gotsta. Next we have another carnival game that got turned into an arcade game. And I don't love this trend. You're going to notice, chat. I don't think this trend's good. I think it ruins the sanctity of arcades. And that's these like clowns that you throw the balls at. Right? Normally, this is like the bottles game or actual clown game at like a amusement park or a carnival, if you will. I don't think these games are good. I think that this game rolls up. It doesn't produce much tickets. The scores feel very arbitrary. I think that you could get a certain amount of tickets if you knocked all of them down or something, and you get like bonus ones. They have like LEDs on them that light up and show you like which one's harder, or like, and there's a chance that you hit them. And just like in a normal carnival, which makes no sense because it's an arcade, you throw the ball and it just isn't strong enough to like knock it down. And it's like, I've also had it where one time somebody threw it next to me, they knocked down the thing and they threw it too hard and it pops back up. What? No, we don't do that. That's not okay. And for that reason, honestly, tokenless. What can I say? It's just like one of those, it's another carnival game and it doesn't feel good to play, man. It's like the football game without the football. Or a carnival game, but the prize is like 6 meager tickets. That's not going to get me to my grand prize, my Monopoly board game for 500 tickets. All right, next, speaking of tickets, speaking of losing and getting buns, we got Cyclone. All right. These Cyclone machines are dirty. Everybody knows them. Everybody's seen these domed devils. All right. You walk up, I don't know what brand this is, but thank you, Primitive Amusements, for having a very good stock image of your Cyclone machine. Okay, these are one ticket or one token per, I'm pretty sure, or two maybe. And then it's got what the jackpot equivalates to on these. And these are just gambling machines. These are roulette machines without the but with skill included. Now, the reason why I say skill like that, oh my God, just looking at this machine makes me go irate. It makes me go, ooh, grr. Now, for those who don't know, if you lived under a Cyclone machine instead of looking at one, right? The way that this works is these Cyclone machines have all these little light bulbs, and the light bulbs go around, and 3 people can play at once. Everybody can be playing the Cyclone machine. It's set up brilliantly. It's so big-brained, right? And every now and then you'd see somebody win it, and you go, I can do that. I'm goated. I'm built like that. I was never built like that. I could never win one of these. None of my friends could ever win one of these because it's not meant to be won, which is so confusing for an arcade game. Okay, these lights go around, it chases, it goes, phew, phew, phew. That's literally the noise it makes. I mean, like in it, do, 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 do. I think I think that's actually Star Wars at a different octave. But anyway, and it's got little numbers for how many tickets you'll get back at each light bulb. And then around this center, these center pylons, little arches, is the jackpot. And the jackpot would change based off of how long it's been since the last time somebody won a jackpot, or arbitrary adjustment after a certain period of minutes/hours. It would adjust, right? It would just fluctuate. But I'm going to choose to believe it was based off the last time somebody won, right? The highest I've ever seen one of these at is 900. I've never seen it hit a K, I don't think. But I could be wrong. It was a long time ago. But these feel messed up, man. And the ticket spewers were never are like right here. And so whenever somebody won and you like were walking behind them, you just see like the fountain of tickets that would come out, and I'd be like, that's crazy. I can't believe you played that much of this game, or you hit a jackpot somehow. But I'm guarantee you they're meant to speed up a tick every time that it reaches over the jackpot section, because it's just not possible. I don't get it. Every time I would always hit the one right after it or right before it. It just is a hair off, or a hair too fast or too slow. For that reason, a borrowed token. Because here's this, I'm still gonna play it. Actually, no. It's a gots to. I see it, I'm gonna play it once. At least. And once always turns into 3 times. And 3 times could turn into a couple more, because that's how gambling works. This is the gateway drug. The gateway gamble. It is the effective of playing roulette. They spin the wheel, except in this, you just lose tokens and feel awful about yourself. And think that it's all skill-based, so I could just be better. I could get there. Next up, we have, I think this is King Kong. Donkey Kong. I don't know why I said King Kong. Oh no, they're gonna get me. Donkey Kongus, okay? The original, the OG even. Now this didn't give tokens or tickets, I don't think. Maybe they did a later iteration that did, but this was pure high scores. This is you want that Paulina to be looking down at your score, and you want Jumpman Mario to be winning. You want him to be repping what you've got, all right? Now here's the deal about Donkey Kong. I think it's classic. It's goated, you know? There's a reason why people have it everywhere and people played it and it became as well known as it is. But here's the deal. I don't love Donkey Kong. I think that past the first level, it sleeps. nobody, most people, if you showed them the screenshot of the second level, they'd be like, I think that's Donkey Kong. Because nobody plays the first past the first level. Nobody knows it. Other than like arcade game aficionados. Nobody plays it. All right. So I think that for that reason, Donkey Kong is one of those ones where it's like, you either love Donkey Kong or you're like, shop. You don't hate Donkey Kong though. I think that Donkey Kong is a gots to. All right. I think that I feel like I have to play it whenever I roll up. It's never like I'm super excited to play it, but I see it and I'm like, you know what? I could run this and I could be okay. And that's where it should be. Let's talk about deal or no deal. Everybody's about to lose their mind. Howie Mandel is in this game. Everybody knows how we feel about that guy. He's bald. And you know what that means? That means that you gotta hit the buttons. And I'm not just talking about his head. Because he got the deal or no deal button, and it gives everybody the dream. All right? Everybody who grew up and had their parents had deal or no deal on the TV at some point, or they go to their friend's house and their parents are watching deal or no deal, and you see it and you see that big red button, and you're like, man, I wish I could press that button or push the case down. But that's not an option because they couldn't program a case accordingly. Also, it's surprising that this game, you didn't have people mess with you, man. Arcades are like sanctity. All right. People didn't mess with each other in arcades unless they were your friends, in which case sometimes they did. But nobody ran up to you. No random kid would run up to you and hit deal for you or no deal for you. Nobody did that. I think nowadays people might mess it up. People have that main character syndrome where they might mess up their arcade machines now. And that's sad. But back in the day, that was grounds for the police to come in. You were going to get shot. You roll up and you press deal for me? Oh, no way. It's always no deal. You've always got to stick it out. Because here's the deal. No pun intended. Deal or No Deal was a crazy smart arcade game. Because you get to pick your case. It shows you, it flips all the cases open. It shows you all, how many ever it is. I think it's like 30, right? And then it or 20, and it shows you where all the number values, and then it mixes them all up, and you can try to follow it. It's next to impossible because they all look the exact same and they overlap at times. And so it's extremely unlikely you will be able to follow it, and it gets faster. And so you always try, and you always are like, there's the person who's got the strat, right? They'll put their finger on the screen and be like, and those who've played it, and you know the exact pattern that I'm doing when it goes, okay? And then it like would switch suddenly, so it'd be, and you'd be like, oh, and you just got diced up, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay? I think deal or no deal, and you always run no deal. There's no one who ever runs deal. You run it down mid, and you hit no deal every step of the way. It does not matter if he is offering you 200 tickets, because there's always that possibility you're going to get 10K tickets. And even if you not, and you go down and you have 2 tickets as an option and 10 tickets, that means there's a possibility your case is 2 tickets or 10 tickets, and the offer he's gonna give you is like 8 to 6 tickets, and you could win 2 to 4 more tickets. Yeah, dude, it's worth the risk. This is gambling again. Shit. Fuck. They got me. And you know what? That's fine, because it's gonna go on Hype Maker. Every time this is on the floor, we're all getting hyped. The boys are losing their mind. And the girls. Everybody's losing it for deal or no deal. Dang, they really got me with the gambling, huh? Maybe I do have a problem. Dig Dug is the next one. All right. This was a recommendation from a friend. And let me tell you, I don't think Dig Dug is that good. I know. Everybody's losing their mind right now. The alarm bells are going off. Wee, wee, wee. Nerd alert. Fake boomer, right? Fake old head. All right. Dig Dug, I just don't think it's that good, man. I'm not a Doug head. All right. It's not for me. I think that dropping rocks on people's heads is funny, but every other part of this game, it's whatever. So, you know, I think Dig Dug deserves its place. It deserves its legacy and how well known it is, but it's a borrowed token for me. All right. It's not that I'm never gonna play it, but somebody gives me a token and tells, here you go, champ. I find one off the floor or like behind a machine, or I hit the like ticket token rebound button and it gives me one. I'm like, I'll pop it in, you know, let's play some Dig Dug. All right, chat. This game, if this is the right game, this is a heater. This is not a heater. All right. My girlfriend suggested this one, this balloon game. Ha! No. I don't know a single person, her side, who plays this game. Who plays the balloon game? So the whole point of this game, from my understanding, is you hit the button and you try to make it not pop. Or you just like put a token in and then you hit the button, and there's two versions of it. You either put a token in and it would just make the balloon like automatically inflate, and that was it. And it was like you had to get as close as you could without getting like the thing to pop or whatever or something. And then the other version, which I think is this one, you put the token in and then you hold the button down to fill it with air as much as you can without making it pop. That's a little bit cooler, but I don't love it. I don't love balloons popping. I don't think that it's fun. I don't want to play it. I don't want anything to do with it. The ticket reward, not worth it. Now it says the jackpot is 500 here. I've seen them get bigger, and I still don't roll up to the function. Me and the boys are going to look at balloon game and go, with Arctic Thunder over there? No shot. We're going to go play something else. We're not touching balloon game. All right. For that reason, balloon game, I sleep. It's tokenless. All right. Balloon game goes below gambling for children, mostly because I have had the realization through various efforts that maybe I was misguided in the fact that Deal or No Deal is kind of gambling also. And that's fine. Okay. What's next? We've got, I think this is Galaga. We've got Galaga inbound. All right. Now, Galaga, here's the deal. You've got two types of people. You've got Space Invaders. Actually, arguably three. You've got the Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity of arcade games, in my opinion, is Space Invaders, Galaga, and Miss Pac-Man. That's the three. That's the Illuminati of arcade captains, okay? What is that? Oh, it's not Donkey Kong in the middle. Actually, it might be. It's kind of like, makes it a square. But what is that? Oh, it's not a square. It's a fucking triangle with the eyeball in the middle, because it's the Holy Trinity of arcade games. And it starts with Galaga. Actually, it starts with Miss Pac-Man, and then it goes Galaga, and then it goes Space Invaders. Now, that's a little sneak peek, a little zest on what's to come on this list, but it's definitely like that. Galaga is on its own little level for me. I think Galaga is definitely a Gotsta, but I think that there's a couple problems. Now, you might be noticing the top layers, top two, a little thin. That's because we got some heaters in the back. One. And two, I just think Galaga is one of those games where it's like you're playing it, and unless you're goated with it, it's just kind of fun, you know? But getting high scores in it is pog. So if you think that you could get one of those, then I'd bring it up to Hype Maker. So for that reason, it's going to go to the top of Gotsta. But I definitely don't think it's one of those ones where it's like, I'm pumped that we've got this game. Now, next game, next arcade cabinet machine. Oh my God, it's Fireball or Hot Shot, whatever it was called for you. Now, the version of this that I had way more fire, and it didn't have this cool like techno background. I don't know what this is about. This is above its beyond its time, right? It's way before it. But this, I think mine was literally called Hot Shot, is gas. Okay? This is what dreams are made of. Okay? You hit that big red button and a ball drops from the top, and it's got a conveyor belt of the balls rotating constantly. It looks sick. The bottom is spinning with that crystal ball in the center, and there's a chance you hit that jackpot for 500 tickets? Sometimes more? No shot, I'm not running it. And it'd always be so hard. And I've only hit the jackpot 3 times in my time of playing this. All right, maybe I'm just not that good at arcade games, or I just picked the games that didn't require this much time and skill. But let me tell you, Fireball, Hot Shot, whatever it was called, oh, masterpiece. Hype Maker, because the homie rolls up and he says, I'm different with it, and he hits that button and it goes in. Everybody's losing their mind. It's like that hot girl in chemistry texted you back, and you have your phone shown on AirPlay on the TV, and everybody's losing their mind. The last season of Game of Thrones just came out, and everybody's hyped for it to start before they're disappointed because they notice that it's bad. But this isn't bad. It's just hype. Usually the disappointment is whenever you miss. And even then, it was hype to see it happen still. Let's move on. Next is Frogger. Frogger is an OG. Frogger is what a lot of people reference as one of the all-time classic arcade cabinets. If there was an inverted Illuminati, a inverted Holy Trinity, a satanic trinity of arcade cabinets, it'd be like Donkey Kong, Frogger, and The Simpsons. It'd be like those. That's the like unholy trinity, I guess. I don't know why The Simpsons is there, but it is. Or like maybe Tron. I don't know. Those three, not my favorite. It feels like they're mandatory. Now Frogger is a little quirky and different because then they updated it and they made it into the chicken one. Hoppy chicken or chicken jumper or whatever whatever it's called nowadays. And it's all pixel art and it looks like it came out of Minecraft Dungeons. It's crazy. The crazy nowadays. But the OG Frogger, honestly, it's when I'm feeling quirky. Okay? I'm never that excited to play Frogger. I'm never hyped to play Frogger, but I'll run it still. I think Frogger definitely goes above the Spider Stomp. No contest. All right, next game is Speed of Light. Okay, I spent 30 minutes trying to figure this game, or like an hour, and I found it. Okay? Speed of Light is a wild game. This game it came up when I was entering high school, I'm pretty sure. And that's when it started popping off. It might have came out sooner, but in my core memories, that's when it started coming around. Like middle school, and then like end of middle school. Speed of Light. So the whole point of this is that you hit these buttons will light up, and you hit them as fast as you can. And you'll get tickets based off of your thing. So you have a score, and then you have like your timer. It's great. Here's the problem. You run this, and you only get like 50 tickets if you get a perfect score, basically. That's crazy. 50 tickets is not enough for getting a perfect score in this beautiful, beautiful game. I remember the tickets being way better for this game also if you got like really good scores. Now you could do it with one person, or if you're a little baby, if you're a little, wham, I can't push the buttons myself. I'm too slow. My hands don't work right. Then you play with two people. No. Right? Now this game, whenever the person, the homie, you're walking through it, right? And then the homie goes, speed of light? I've got to run that. I'm goated. I'm quick with it. I always land my drop shots. I always land my flicks, I've got the reaction time of a god. You're like, all right, homie. And he comes up, he steps up, and he's standing there, and he hits the button, and he goes, he's going ultra instinct. You see his hair turn white, and then you see the aura start to bowl around him, and he goes, dun, 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 because he's just, he's looking straight ahead, because that's how I'd play it. I was a straight ahead guy. You have the people that like, they'd move their head. My eyes just flicked. I had the eyes and they would go like different directions and shit. I'd be like, do. Different game, different time. Speed of Light is a hype maker for sure. I play that game because I gots to play that game, but it's not a gots to in the bad way. It's a I've got to play this game because we got to get pug. I'm with that. I would appreciate that. That's very sweet of you, B. Okay, sounds good, man. You order pizza for your gang of family. Jesus. I think that this, is it under or over Rockin' Rally Racers? I think for me, it's over Hot Shot, because Hot Shot lasts for one drop. It's like, and that's it. But I think Speed of Light lasts for longer. And everybody wants to take a swing at it after it's done. Okay, next we have, this is a rough one, chat. Golden Tee? Ew. This is Golfing, the arcade game? Who? This steps up? This rolls up to the party? And I'm like, you didn't come with any women? Any alcohol? Any homies? You rolled up here alone? In your khakis? In your polo? Ugh. And you didn't even bring White Claws or Simplies? Ugh. How could you do me like that? You couldn't even bring, like, a 40? I don't know. I don't know what people drink at parties. Anyway, nobody plays these. My dad, who loves golfing. I love golfing. My mom loved golfing. None of us played these. I think my dad played this once, and he was like, I don't get it. And for that reason, it's tokenless, man. Ain't nobody playing golf. No. There's a lot of tokenless. I do like golfing. I think golfing's fun. I'm based for that, all right? There's a lot of tokenless games in here so far, man. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Connect 4. Maybe Connect 4 really does belong on borrowed token if the homie really wants to drop it on that. We'll come back. We'll come back to it. Chat, next we have Guitar Hero, the arcade machine. Okay? Everybody loved Guitar Hero. Everybody remember Guitar Hero. Everybody remember Through the Fire and Flames and The Devil Went Down in Georgia from Guitar Hero 3. All right? It's crazy. Everybody has a great time. And Guitar Hero Arcade brings you all your favorite songs, but at the comfort of your local pizzeria. Or your local Dave & Buster's. Okay? It's a good time. It's light, it's easy, but here's the deal. I was on a date when I was in high school, and it wasn't meant to be a date, but I've realized, and I've been told many times by other people, it was definitely a date unintentionally. And she was a band kid. All right. I was a theater kid. Now that's dangerous. Normally those two don't mix. That's dangerous, man. But it's not as dangerous as the choir and the theater kids. Those guys got beef. Unless you're in theater and choir, in which case you're cool. Right? But band and theater, ooh, you're mixing waters. That get a little, ooh, it's a little zesty in here. Now here's the deal. She was great at Guitar Hero. I had not played Guitar Hero since Guitar Hero 3 came out. And at this point, I'm in high school. I think Guitar Hero 3 came out in 2010 or 9. Not 34. Legends of Rock came out in 2007? Oh no. That's so tragic for me. So man, all right. So Guitar Hero, we roll up and she's like, let's play. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? I kid you not. I literally I was so embarrassed. I was like, I'm a gamer. I'm built with the sauce. I'm dicing her up in every other game we're playing. I let her win a couple because I'm a gentleman. I don't want to make her feel bad, you know. But Guitar Hero's on the setup? Oh no. And she's cooking. And I'm whiffing hard. My fingers I just couldn't, like, my brain couldn't process the color, like, inputs. It was rough. And then me and her just talked about playing different instruments. And I was like, oh, I used to play the saxophone and I play a little guitar. And she tells me the instrument she plays. And then she cooks me on this. It's not even a competition. And then she's like laughing. And I was like, that was probably the worst thing I've ever done in my life. I will never recover. And she's sitting there laughing. She's like, hee, 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 hee. And she's like, it's okay. I know plenty of like people who are great with music, but are awful at Guitar Hero. She's like, it's just a rhythm game. It's just not for you. And I was like, yeah. And I haven't touched Guitar Hero since. So, anyway, you ruined it. You didn't actually. You were great. You were very sweet. I didn't realize it was a date at all. Head empty. Anyway, Guitar Hero, though, borrowed token for me. I think that if the homies are wanting to play it, we'll have a good time. But I think that otherwise, I'm not touching Guitar Hero. I'm not built for it. I'm not built for tough. I will say Guitar Hero definitely goes above the Simpsons game, though. I'm going to play Guitar Hero before I play the Simpsons game if somebody hands me a couple tokens. Oh, dude, did I fuck this up? Or do I just have 2 of the football games? This is definitely the football game. Yeah, we already did this one. Unless this is not a football game. No, it's a football game. Yeah, okay. We already did this one. Hot takes aside. This one, okay. This is one of those spin to win games, right? But it's specifically the Haunted Mansion one. These got super popular and it's got so many dials. All right, this has got my ADHD on overdrive. This is what originally the Subway Surfers look like. The Subway Surfers on bottom and then the actual video on top, the GTA footage and then the podcast on top. This is what it used to be. It used to be the Haunted Mansion dial spin to win games. Okay? These are crazy. I have to drop 3 Adderall and a Xanax to be able to fucking tell what's happening in here and not freak out about it. Because I don't know what's going on. To this day, I don't know how to read this shit. Where does it start? Where does it end? How do I know when I won? Other than the tickets coming out, I can't tell if I lost. I kid you not. And then this one only has 2. What am I spinning for here? A fitty vitty? Why not flip a coin? One of these rolls up to the function. I look at it, I'm like, damn, that machine's designed. It looks so cool. And then I walk right past it. These games are for when I'm feeling quirky. Okay. I'm feeling a little different right now. I'm feeling a little funky. And it's definitely going above claw machine. It's gonna go above football machine. Because these games look so enticing, but then I go to put my token in it, and I immediately start to freak the fuck out. I'm like, oh, I can't. I don't. Where do I put my hands? And like the room starts to spin. It's like the scene in Master of Disguise where he's like started spinning. He's like, ah. Anyway. Okay. This next game, Hydro Thunder. Same midway again with the heat. You thought it was over with Arctic Thunder? Let me drop an alley-oop on Hydro Thunder, okay? Here's the deal with Hydro Thunder. No gas pedals. Don't need them because we got a lever, a pull throttle. You press that button, that's your boost. You pull it down to go as fast or slow as you need to, and that way you can drift basically with your jet ski. Very cool. All right. This is what I wish most racing games were like, but then you try to play it and it's just, it doesn't control great. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's rough. There's no power, like the boost doesn't feel great. It's just a rough time. I'm not gonna lie. Hydro Thunder is bad. And it's got a timer on you that makes you feel terrified that like you're not even going to get to finish the race. They were worried about getting people in and out of those chairs. They said we need token turnover time to be faster than your local restaurant joint that is busy on a Saturday lunch rush. They need them in and out. All right. So for that reason, and Hydro, let's be honest, Hydro Thunder is just a car racing game, but in water with a little bit of zest on it. But I will say, I see it, and I kind of gots to play it. I kind of want to play it. So for that, it goes in gots to. And it's definitely going to go right under Cyclone. It beats out Donkey Kong for me. All right. Next, we have basketball. We all know these machines, all right? Every place has got them. Even your sports bars got the basketball machine, the FX Hoops. I've never seen this brand before in my life. It's got a timer above it. It always has the NBA logo somewhere on it. And then it just is like a little barricade that drops these basketballs down and you just shoot for how many ever. And you're always up against your homie. Also, yeah, most of them are developed by ICE. And they hate when non-Americans play it because ICE is weird. That's not a good joke. I'm so sorry. Here's the deal, okay? I said it before and I'll say it again. What they did is they took sports. I came here to play fun arcade games and you're gonna give me sports? No. Hey Rachel, how's it going? No, dog, I'm not here to play sports. I'm here to whip around and play some Arctic Thunder or Hydro Thunder. I'm not here to shoot basketball. I go play basketball elsewhere. These also are like $1 or like 4 tokens, maybe 2. These would cost way too much for what they are. And it's always against the homie. The homie who wants to play it is always the person who's like literally trying to be LeBron or Kobe in training. They're like sitting there and they're on the setup. They're like, yeah, let's go, dog. They like actually dribble the basketball before they shoot. Like, they're crazy. And every single one is nothing but net. It's all swishes on them. And they're like, oh, it's all coming up my way, man. And you're over there, literally could be like turned around doing like backwards throws and would be performing the exact same rate. Well, thanks for stopping in. I hope that you're having a good time. I appreciate you hopping in chat and vibing. So for this reason, basketball, borrowed token, man. I sleep when basketball roll up. Basketball, I'm bad at. Also, I will hand on the Bible, hand on the gaming Bible. I'm bad at basketball. I'm really good at like defense because I got the height, but otherwise I don't shoot, man. All right. What's up next? We have this machine, which I don't, oh, this is just a generic racing game. Okay. Generic racer. Generic racer is generic racer. Let's be honest. All right. This could be, there's one exception to the generic racer game. This could be like the Fast and Furious arcade game. And then there's the side one, which always will go a step above whatever I put this at. The Mario Kart racer is going to go a step above because it is just normal Mario Kart. And you get to race the people next to you in like the actual race car seat. And that's cool. That's fun. That's quirky. It's a little different. It's really, you know, something else. The normal racing games, though, no shot. I don't like racing games. I don't think I'm good at them. They're not for me. I'm not like a car guy. I'm sure it's great for people who love that ish, but it's not mine. But I'll hop on the setup if the homie wants to. And for that reason, they're going to go in borrowed token. They're going to go above basketball and Donkey Kong and definitely above DDR. They'll go right behind Guitar Hero because The Simpsons, not with it. All right. And the airplane game is only at the top because I have nostalgia for it. All right. But let's be honest here. All right. There's a couple people who love racing games and are very good at them. And then everybody else just has to play them. And that's okay. That's cool for those guys. Just I'm not one of them. All right. Okay. Listen here, chat. This machine I have only seen in one place, and I never see it again. This is the Sega SpongeBob SquarePants machine, and let me tell you, this is a wild machine, okay? It always has the same music playing. Your total is right here, right? Your points or whatever. You drop your token in, and then it goes, shoo, and then it skirts down this little pathway, and the whole point is you time it to land on a square, and then it takes it and has a little IFD reader that it's like, oh, beep, it's this one, and it gives you a token deposit or a ticket deposit based off of what you rolled, basically, in the like token. You are literally gambling again, but with skill. Okay. Realistically, what you could do if you were really smart is figure out the timing of getting how long it takes for the token to fall down, and then, you know, away with it, and try to time it all out. Let's see. Can we read this? Can I zoom in more? Oh God, it's so hard to read. Red is 2 tickets. Yellow is 10. Green's gotta be the most because it's got the smallest box. Blue is 6 tickets. So this is 20 tickets. I think green's 20 tickets. And then there's these little like hybrid squares that got like modifiers on it. And this is basically just on like a belt that goes underneath, and it just slides along. Pretty cool. But, and I definitely dropped some tokens in this. I'm not gonna lie. The SpongeBob machine did have me doing a little whenever I dropped something in it. You know, I got excited. You know, it's the boy, it's the Bob man, it's the sponge, and I am an average consumer who just is obsessed with brand recognition. So I've gotta rep the bands, the boy. So I would drop some in there, you know? I think that the SpongeBob game is definitely I see it, and I'm gonna drop at least one in it. I got to just kind of like, you know? But I could never really, like, it's not the end of the world if I don't do it. We're gonna move me up a little bit. All right. Next, we have the jump rope game. Okay. The digital jump rope. Now, there's a couple versions of this. This is the one that I remember is the jumpin' jackpot. This is the image that I could pull that was easy to get. And it's got this child that is photoshopped in jumping, which is kind of crazy. Here's the deal with this one, right? They go, and it's literally, it's this laser. They get a laser. The lights go, and it spins in a circle, and it goes faster the more you jump, right? And you get more points for doing it. And it's got a pressure pad underneath it, and you basically just jump. And you're literally just playing jump rope or like skip jump on this thing where you like jump between the two legs, basically. And if you stepped off the pressure pad, then it would like recognize you're off the pad for too long. So you like walked away, you cheated. So then you couldn't like cheese it, you know, you had to give up. You lose. You get nothing. You stole fizzy lifting drinks, like Willy Wonka said to Charlie, right? So I used to run this game all the time. I had heaters on this game. But I also felt like I looked like a bozo playing it, because I did. Because it's not cool. Jumping rope is not something you can really look cool doing unless you're like a boxer. It's just not possible, man. They tried it in that Disney Channel original movie. And it's not there. But I see it. I won't lie. I got to play it. And that's just how it is. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. I'm gonna scoop me a little bit more. I'm just gonna squeeze this way a little bit. We good. Okay. Next. Here's what we got. We've got air hockey. Air hockey is difficult, okay? There's two versions of air hockey. There's a normal air hockey, and then there's four-way air hockey. Four-way air hockey, dog shit. Poo-poo, pee-pee, bad. Okay? Ew, stinky. All right? Makes me feel sick to watch it. It's just not fun. I don't think four-way air hockey is a good time. But two-way air hockey, oh, Mish air hockey, it pops off. All right? And sometimes they got these cool air hockey tables like this one. This is cool. This is lit, literally. All right? Air FX, they're doing it different. All right? And then you got like the glow in the dark, like green pucks. Those are tight. All right? Everybody wants to play the cool air hockey tables. All right? Now, I will say, air hockey kind of rough because you would hurt your fingers sometimes. And you'd always have that one person who played like a pansy. You know, that person who literally like they're playing to win in like a different way. These though, great for dates, great for with the homies. There's no time that these are bad. Also, we have two carnival games behind it. Look at all these bad games behind this air hockey machine. I'm gonna say air hockey is one of those ones that if I'm with I don't want to say it's a gots to, because I really don't feel like it is. I don't feel like if I don't play air hockey, I'm missing out, even though I definitely made it sound like it. But I don't think it's a hype maker, because I don't think I get hyped to play air hockey. But I will say, whenever the boys roll up to the function and we're watching some people play air hockey against each other, it's always the oohs and ahs. Everybody's like, oh, ah, right? But I definitely think that, like, it's a feeling quirky game. It's like, I could go for some air hockey. This will be fun. I think it goes, like, at the top. It's definitely way above being fucking that game. I'm looking at it. You play it and it's got the little ball, pinball. I think it's above that. All right. What's next? We've got Street Fighter. Now, I already said Street Fighter is not as good as Mortal Kombat. And that's just a fact. All right. I see Street Fighter and it's like, I don't really care about playing that. Who am I going to play? Ken? The green guy? I sleep, For that, it's a borrowed token. The homie wants to run it. All right, we can run it. It's definitely above basketball, and it's definitely above Dance Dance Revolution. I'd even put it above The Simpsons, but it doesn't go beyond that. All right, I'm just not gonna play Street Fighter if I don't have to. It's fine. Next, we have whatever this game is. Did this game get put in twice? What is this? This game did get put in twice. Oh my god, I found the original version first. Monster Drop is the same thing as that Hot Shot. So I'm going to drop that. This game I found and I remembered today. It was crazy, chat. It was wild finding it. The Google searches, the hoops I had to jump through to find Raptor Captor was crazy. But I found it, okay? This game is different. People love this game, apparently. A lot of people love this game. You know how I know? Because when I finally found the name of it, this part of the game, the like dial that shows the points, and then the like button part and the handle part, were all being sold by like multiple people. So the way that this game worked is the little balls would pull up right here. You swing your little thing over and you would launch them. And you had all of these different like raptor claw things that you could shoot them into that were worth a bunch of different like ticket prices. These were all buns ticket prices at the floor. If you're a loser like me, because I was really bad at this game. Or you could shoot into the raptor hand that was moving. It would oscillate. Right? And it would have on the digits, it would have like the lights that would shine for the ticket value bonus that you'd get for hitting it in there. Pretty pog, pretty cool. I was very bad at this game, but I played it every time that I went. Raptor Captor, very pog, very cool. It's a hype maker because every time I see it, I was like, yeah, dude, let's run Raptor Captor. And even if I didn't play it a lot, I'd play it 3 times minimum when I was there. I was like rolling in. Ooh, we hit up the Raptor Captor? I was so excited when I found out the name of this because I did not think it was Raptor Captor, which is a wild name. But it definitely is the bottom of hype maker. That's where it belongs. It's rough, but that's where it belongs. It's still a hype maker though. It's a meh. All right. Let's talk, chat. Oh. There's some rides in arcades. The bougie games that you would play. And sometimes they're not games. Sometimes they're the motion theaters. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Motion theater, the roller coasters? Ew. No shot. These were gas, okay? I remember my first time in one of these. I sit down on the chair. I grab the side handles. My cousin hits the button for the first one or whatever one we did, and it was a new world. It was the first time I'd ever experienced anything like this. I was in a different plane of existence. I was on the minecart going through the mine. It was crazy. And they have a bunch of different situations or scenarios that you go through, and it's like a roller coaster. And this is how I fell in love with roller coasters. Anybody who didn't ride one of these, pansy, and that's why I didn't like roller coasters. Lame-o, ew, I don't want you at my party. Couldn't go on the cool roller coaster ride? This was different. This is why I'm here. I'm riding this once, and only once because it's expensive. It is a 4 token guarantee. Sometimes it was 8. That was crazy. Or 6. Crazy. Anything above 4, wild. Okay? But I still hit it. I'd have to run that. Welcome to my arcade cabinet tier list. We're talking about the motion roller coaster right now.
Oh, that shit was sick.
Yeah. You gotta run it once. Only one time while you're there.
You don't run it more than once. If you run it more than once, you're wasting your fucking tokens.
And you always, 9 times out of 10, you pick the mine shaft one.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And it's just because it was the most interesting looking one. Right now, I'll give you a quick recap of where we're at. We'll start at the bottom. We've got golf. The little golf game that are like in sports bars usually.
Yeah.
All right. And then we've got the balloon popping game where you like hold the button and it fills it with air.
Okay.
And you get tokens or tickets based off of how close you are to popping it. Yeah. You've got the literal casino game, which is
the coin where you had to like enter the coin. Yeah.
This. And it just shovels it out. Literal casino game. Yeah. We've got whatever the fuck this one is.
Basketball?
I don't think that's basketball. This is beer pong.
That's crazy.
Which, yeah, beer pong for children. Crazy. I can play that on my phone or go home and play it. Yeah. We have the carnival game with the clowns, which became popular, and I don't really get why. This is the jug one, which is also bad. The milk jug toss.
Eggs.
The big game hunter one.
That one is always ass.
Which is also always in sports bars. This is the dinosaur one with dinosaurs in it.
I never played that.
You guarantee get a dinosaur basically for 1 token, but it's just kind of like I sleep, it's whatever.
Yeah, but if you're like a kid, that shit was gas.
Yeah, I guess, but like kind of sleep. And then we've got Connect 4.
That's ass.
In tokenless. Okay, that completes out our bottom tier. Then borrowed token, we have basketball.
Right.
Because lame, I'm not going there to play sports. Right? I'm there to play games. We've got Dig Dug.
Dig Dug.
Because Dig Dug just not for me. I'm just not built for Dig Dug.
Lame.
But I'll play it if somebody gave me a token is like, let's run some Dig Dug. Right. Then we got DDR.
Dance.
Yeah, dance, revolution, ocean. Right?
I'm ready.
Yeah, like I'm just.
That game is hard as fuck.
Yeah, maybe I'm just like paraplegic. I don't know. Like I just can't do it.
Okay. What's
all right.
After that?
The Simpsons.
Well, I guess yeah.
I'm not a big fan of beat 'em ups, and that's my problem.
That is your problem. Such good games.
Because I don't think that The Simpsons was that great. But if somebody's at the function and says, I want to run The Simpsons, it's fine. We can run it. Next, I think this is Donkey Kong.
I never played Donkey Kong in the fucking arcade.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like Donkey Kong, it's got its reps, like it deserves its notoriety. Oh no, this is Street Fighter. This is Street Fighter 2. But it could be any Street Fighter.
It's on borrowed token?
Yeah, because you know what?
Gonna run a fighting game?
No. Because if I see Street Fighter, I sleep. Who am I gonna play? Chun-Li.
Yeah.
And that's it? I don't even play the Hadouken guy.
You?
Sure, that could be his name. I believe you.
You don't what?
Because you know what? Mortal Kombat is goated. And I'm always gonna play Mortal Kombat instead of Street Fighter. But if the homie really says, "Come on, dog, let's play some Street Fighter," I'll buy.
Hold on.
All right.
So if we're playing Marvel versus Capcom, though, are you running that, or are you
Ooh,
just?
that's not on this list. If Marvel versus Capcom is on here,
That's like fucking Street Fighter IP, because Capcom is not. No,
Okay.
I might be wrong.
Marvel versus Capcom
I run that every time.
is right under Mortal Kombat
Okay,
for me.
that's fair.
I think Marvel versus Capcom is hype maker because there's so much like, oh, I know these characters, and the homies are gonna gather around while we're fighting, and they're gonna be like, oh, you're running Magneto and Spider-Man, kind of dicey. And then the homies running fucking Sub-Zero and Hulk. That's crazy. I don't actually know. That's what I got. Anyway, what are we at? Next is racing games. Any of just the generic like Fast and Furious like racers, and then Mario Kart 1 is always a tier above it. Because the Mario Kart is just Mario Kart.
See, this is where you're wrong.
No.
Yeah, you're wrong. So with the racing ones, you always got a free game for first. So, I mean, it deserves to be in borrowed token, because you borrow that fucking token, you're having a whole ass afternoon.
I guess.
You gotta not suck dick.
I guess, but like, I sleep. I don't know. Like, I don't, like, if the homie wants to run it, we can run a racing game, man.
Okay. We got slots next? What the fuck?
Guitar Hero.
Oh, yeah. No
Okay, Guitar Hero?
No.
Yeah, I told the whole story about it with it.
Crazy.
You can watch it later on the video of this. This is an airplane game where you just are a fighter jet and you shoot down other things.
Dude, there was one I was gonna text you about. It was like that. You're on a fucking dragon, and it was like Bandai or a fucking Konami that made it, and it was goated, and it would always be at the little dentist office.
That sounds interesting.
And it was so much fun. I sucked ass.
Yeah, that sounds tight.
It's the same kind of shit.
Yeah, I only say borrow token because I used to play this with my uncle, and I only ever played it whenever he was buying. But I think it's a great game. I just think that it didn't age well enough to compete with some of the other form factors in there.
Right.
Next we have Spider Stomp.
What is that?
It's this game is you literally just like stomp on spiders. It's basically whack-a-mole but with your feet.
Oh, so it's like the Kung Fu Panda game, but with your feet.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's fine. It's whatever.
Okay.
You know, I see it and I feel a little different. I feel a little quirky. Why not?
Oh, is there fucking Invader?
Next is Frogger.
Oh, fair.
Frogger, feeling kind of quirky. You know, they've got the chicken one now that looks like it's made in Minecraft Dungeons. So it's, you know, it's whatever. I'll play it if I see it, and I'm like, oh, why not? I've got a spare token. Yeah. Ooh.
Feeling all frivolous.
Yeah. It's next is claw machines because they're everywhere. No, because claw machines are everywhere, and so if I'm in an arcade and I see one, or if I'm like out at the Denny's and I see one in there, I'm like, you know what? Why not? I'm also goated with it. I can win claw machines very easily. So
I want to take you to an arcade and just film you not get the claw
we can go to Dave & Buster's.
I don't give a fuck, dude. I'll watch
Next
stuff
is the football game where you throw the
you like throw,
yeah.
like skee ball.
Yes.
Okay.
Feeling quirky. I didn't come there to play sports. Next is the Haunted Mansion spin the dial one, spin to win type game.
What?
You don't know about this?
Is that not just fucking the Wheel of Fortune one?
It is Wheel of Fortune, but it's like
oh no, I saw the other one that was right above it. And I was like, I know that one.
it's like if the person who made Wheel of Fortune took cocaine and designed it. Yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, this one's feeling quirky because I kind of see it and I like, oh, it's so it looks so cool. So I gotta kind of like, I want to play it, but I know that
fucking ski game.
Yes.
Dude, ski game's goated. I love that.
Ski games are cool and really quirky, and that's why it's in feeling quirky because it's different type of racing and it deserves that level of like you're better than a normal racing game, but also I don't think I'm very good at you and I don't think I'll ever be good at you. Next is pinball. because
Okay.
pinball is also everywhere, and it's always either like you have 3 cabinets or 20 cabinets.
Fair.
And they're all basically the same. They're just pinball. And only old heads get how pinball actually works. Next is air hockey, because air hockey's only fun when the homies are there or when you're on a date, and sometimes you hurt your fingies, and sometimes you play against an asshole, and it's just, you know, it's like one of those things where it's like, if I'm at an arcade, I'm not gonna be upset if I don't play air hockey with whoever I'm with. Next is the jump rope one.
No.
In GOTS 2, because I see it, I gotta get that high score.
What the fuck? Those are janky as shit.
That I gotta do it though.
That's so crazy.
I would get that thing going so quick.
That's so crazy.
Nowadays, I don't think I could play it though, because I'm too tall. Yeah, I gotta like bend over. Anyway,
Get on
next
your knee.
is the SpongeBob game. I don't know if you know about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that shit.
This just another form of like weird gambling mixed with timing. But
They had us
I am a
gambling
sl- but I'm a slave to the
to fucking the sponge.
to the consumer gods. So I gotta play it at least once.
Is that Miss Pac-Man?
This is Donkey Kong.
I thought. Oh no, because you said Street Fighter.
Yeah.
GOTS
The-
2. I can.
Yeah, I see it. I'm like, I've gotta run it. It's the classic. It's the OG. You know, I'm not wanting to, but it's cool. Next is Hydro Thunder, which is a racing
Is
game.
that the racing game for the boats?
Yes,
That was fun.
but in jet skis, and you got the throttle, which makes it so much cooler, right? Because
Jet skis?
yeah,
Why the fuck do you have a steering wheel with jet skis? Why do you have the throttle like that with jet skis?
because that's your gas instead of using pedals,
But a jet ski is like motorcycle.
or they're
water.
boats. I don't know, whatever.
Okay, like boats, I understand.
It might be a boat. I'm
remember
just
this.
remembering it as jet skis, but it's probably a boat.
Okay.
You could also get sick tricks on that, sick jumps.
Okay.
Next is Cyclones, which is just roulette for children.
Like that.
And you pass by it, you're like, I think I could win that. And you play 3 times, and then you're like, I'm not winning this. And the first one's bad, and then the second and third one, it's like right after the jackpot and right before the jackpot, and you're like, all right, that's enough. And then it's Burger Time. Burger Time is a classic arcade game, and it almost looks like Donkey Kong in the fact that it's a bunch of platforms with ladders, and you're being chased by different foods, and you're a chef, and you have to run and build a burger by knocking the ingredients down levels.
Oh, okay.
And you could do strats and tech where you start at the topmost ingredient and it knocks all of them, the ones below it, down. And then you throw pocket pepper at the ingredients to stun them whenever they're chasing you. Burger Time, pretty good. Gatsu, the Jurassic Park game, any of the sit down and like I have a swivel gun in front of me shooter games.
Okay.
And the like little sit down arcade cabinet theaters. Those are like, and there's like the Walking Dead and like the House of
Yeah.
Dead one. Yeah. And, like, I got to play that with the homie. Me and the homie sit down in the function. Next is Galaga, another GOTS 2. Love me some Galaga, but it's not like I've got 4 tokens left. I'm gonna play Galaga. You know?
I mean, you play Gallagher early on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Next is Raptor Captor.
Oh, was that the fucking game with the dinosaur and you had to like fucking
A little
bring it
ball.
back? Yeah,
Yes. Yes,
I
it
love
is.
that shit.
I inadvertently found this today because I thought of it and couldn't find the name, and so it was a wild Google search for a while. But this isn't a hype maker because the homie's behind you watching you, and you make it, which I never did, but the homie in front of me did,
Yeah.
and we all pop off because he just won 40 plus tickets.
Yeah, he's gonna go get Tootsie Pops.
Yeah, dude. Next is Hot Drop or whatever.
Is that the one with the balls?
Yeah, it's one ball and it drops down and it's like got the circle
Yeah.
spinning. One of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. These were tight. I always think these are hype. The homie who's sick with it drops it and he lands in jackpot. Everybody pops off. And everybody wants to be that guy. Next is Speed of Light, which is all the buttons.
Okay.
Because those are also, you gotta run it, and everybody's gonna go one after the other to see who can get the highest score. Next is this beautiful 2-man combo. It's the same game. which is Rock and Rally Racers.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the second version of it, which was just 2 people.
There was one with more?
The original version was 4 people with spacey racers,
That's crazy.
and these were the boys.
Ugh.
Yeah, but then it just became these 2.
Yeah, I always played the one with the little fucking hat.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's tight. Okay, I forgot about those.
And those are in Hype Makers. They were almost in Why I'm Here, but the fact that you need to have somebody else with you to play brought them down. Next in Hype Maker is Deal or No Deal, because of course it is, because you're always going to hit no deal, because it's so pog and you have the chance of winning 10K tickets. Oh my god, why would you not? And then like you get down to the final 4 cases and you have people that are just walking across the arcade standing behind you now because they want to know if you pop off. That's a Hype Maker. You gotta run it at least once.
Okay.
Then we got this one.
Right.
And then this is Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Of course.
Fair.
Then Pac-Man / Miss Pac-Man.
Fair.
And then this is...
Is that this token ski racer one?
Yes.
Yeah,
This is
ski jump.
Arctic Thunder. And
Oh,
I said
there
if
we go.
somebody bought me this, I'd have to marry them because this is the primo of arcade games. This is the top because the fact that Midway took the design choice to even add air conditioning at the front of it that spews into your face
That's
while you're
cool.
skiing is Montebello primo product. So that's where the tier list is at right now.
What do we got here at the bottom?
We have X-Men, Skee Ball.
Okay.
This is Space Invaders.
Okay.
We have the little coin game where it goes and it's got a wheel spinning.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, we're coming, man. Give us a good. We've got Space Invaders, but big,
Okay.
which kind of is
Oh,
just
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
fit all of the jumbo-sized products.
Yeah.
And then we've got Wheel of Fortune.
Right.
We've got Stackers.
Yeah.
We've got I don't know what this is. Something.
Okay.
Then we got Terminator game.
Oh.
We've got Time Crisis. What is this? Trapper? Oh, Tapper.
Okay.
Okay. Then we've got whatever this is, House of the Dead,
Oh, okay.
which is crazy. And then Time Crisis, Tron, Big Fish, and that's it.
Okay.
These are all repeats.
Okay.
So yeah. So let's finish this out, chat. Let's wrap her up. All right. X-Men. The X-Men game also is crazy. Now I think there's 2 versions, and it might just be mixing up Marvel versus Capcom. But I feel like X-Men was a side scroller, but there was also a fighting X-Men game. And the fighting X-Men game was sick, but that also again could be Marvel versus Capcom. I don't really remember. Won't lie. The side-scrolling X-Men game, though, I do remember, and I didn't like it. So I think that for that reason, let me move myself again. I think I gotta go down here. I don't know where I gotta go. I gotta make myself a little bit smaller. Let me just put myself in the corner. Okay. I think X-Men wise, I'm gonna put it in feeling quirky because X-Men love the property. Always am like, ooh, X-Men, but it's never like on my to-do list. It's never like, ooh, I'm reaching out for that. I just like X-Men. Next is Skee Ball. Okay, now there's a couple versions of Skee Ball that kind of skew things because there's normal Skee Ball, and then there's the one that is like Skee Ball, but it's got like targets in it, kind of. If that makes sense. Let me see if I can quickly find it. Skee Ball like arcade game. me see if I can find this. Okay, we got these normie skee ball games. There was always one that was there too that was like kind of like skee ball, but it was a little diff. It was a little weird and not like normal skee ball. If that makes sense. Oh, this one. It's got the buckets. All right. Now, if you're playing the buckets for the basketball version of skee ball, that's kind of tight. That's kind of based. All right. I'll give you that. I like the basketball version of skee ball. But if you're playing the normie skee ball, skee ball is like I'm in a 90s TV show and I'm on a date with a girl for the first time and we're trying to play a game and be like cutesy together. All right. That's what skee ball is. And for that reason, it's kind of a nice sleeps. It's kind of like a, I don't really want to play skee ball, but like, oh, we're having fun. We're going to compete. And like, I'm definitely going to whiff my shots type thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's a borrowed token. I think that like, it's not bad, but I'm just not here to play skee ball unless it's the basketball one, in which case we're playing skee ball. Yeah, it is. Look. It's literally skee ball. It's just got basketballs instead. See? Oh, she didn't like that. I said, oh, you didn't like that. So you know she didn't like it. Anyway, the basketball one goes up a tier. Actually, basketball one goes up to, yeah, basketball one goes up a tier to feeling quirky. Because I think basketball one still is like, I'm not striving for it. But skee ball can go above. Skee ball can go above racing game, but below Guitar Hero, because both of those games are games that I've played on a date. Yeah. Yeah, the black bottle opener. You just use the black one. The bar key.
The black one?
Yeah.
Like Blackie?
Yeah. I had a fish in when I was a child in elementary school, and it was a black fish and an orange fish. The orange fish's name was Cheeseburger, and the black fish's name was Blackie. Not very good names, not very clever names, and now is very pragmatic, but that's where we're at. So, but I think it's funny as hell, and I will probably tell that story more thoroughly at some point. Next is Space Invaders. Space Invaders is kind of weird for me. I don't think it's as good as Galaga. Like I said, that holy trinity, Pac-Man / Miss Pac-Man, Galaga, Space Invaders. That's the holy trinity of like arcade games. I think Space Invaders is in a high feeling quirky. Or isn't it Gods to? No, it's a high feeling quirky. It's mid. I definitely would play it before I play air hockey, but it's just not something I'm reaching out for. I'm not looking for it. Okay, next. Chat. Next is this game. This is coin ski game. Okay.
Favorite one.
Smokin' Extreme Token. Okay.
I win that jackpot every single
I'm dog shit at this.
time. Really? I get the jackpot every single hit.
My timing for this is awful. I'm so small brain.
Every single hit.
I can always
single
get
ticket.
some tickets, but I will never do well in this. And maybe that's because I'm not aiming for it. But it's just I'm not gonna get it. And that's okay. It's not for me, it's for a different audience. And that's okay. So here's the deal. Smokin' Token Extreme. I will not lie. I'm bad at it, but I will play it at least 3 times before I walk away. So it's a gotsta. Okay, I've gotta play it. And we're gonna put it right above jump rope. Okay? Because jump rope makes me tired. Makes me, right? And that's when I go play my Why I'm Here game, the roller coaster. Okay? But we'll put Gotsta for the Smoke and Token Extreme. Next is the extra large versions of Space Invader, Pac-Man, Galaga, these big blown up versions that have gotten very popular with LED screens being invented and being like easy access and stuff. Oh no, it's gone. Oh, I actually don't know where it went. Oh no. There it is. Okay, this one, let go. This one, here's my deal. It's the normal game, but it's kind of pog because you can play it with 2 people. Usually it's a competitive thing and it's kind of fun, or you're working together and like it combines the scores, and that's cute. I think that leads to some fun stuff. I think that whenever I see one of these, I get a little excited because it's like, oh, this is the modern iteration. Look what we've done. We've come so far. So I think it's a Gotsta, you know? Actually, no, it's a hype maker. And here's why. Okay, I remember the first time I saw one of these, it was a Pac-Man machine. And what I do on that Pac-Man machine is I instantly go for the high score, and I get it. That is my high score now. Mine. Okay, and I do it every time. Now, here's the problem with high scores in today's era. They mean nothing most of the time. And this is on a classic machine, because on the new machines, they reset the high scores like every hour. So it doesn't matter. And they just fill her with random names, which is lame. Stinky. But it does feel good whenever you get a high score and you know that it's actually like a genuinely like, oh, that's a good score. And I think that it's something that you can get hyped out with whoever you're with at the arcade, because you most of the time are never going alone. Next is Wheel of Fortune. Okay, the normal one, not the haunted house, not the I need 2 tubs of Adderall to know what's going on when I spin this wheel. A little spin to win game. Okay, I think these are lame. The normal ones, boring. I see it, I sleep. Okay, I don't really care. I don't think that most people line up. It always is dead. It's a token list for me, right above golf. Okay, it's just not fun. It's like a quick like, and that's it. And that's all I get from it. I don't get dopamine because it's like, no matter what I do, I'm gonna get like 2 tickets. Shmoop. Next, we have an OG in the house. We have one of the original modern arcade games, Stacker. Okay, you see me on the Stacker setup, you see me on the setup, and I'm cooking, all right? You best not run up on me while I am cooking on the Stacker setup. And I mean it, okay? Here's the deal. Stackers is amazing. You'll find them in a lot of places though. Like not just in arcade, but like in like movie theater arcade and like other little arcades. And they always have like weird prizes. They'll have like headphones from like 2005. It's always got weird stuff in it. And that's always very amusing. I'm going to give Stacker a hype maker because I always get so hyped watching people play it. And I feel like anytime that I'm playing it with people around me, we all pop off. We all get excited to see it. I played Stackers in Six Flags, and I was with one of my roommates at the time, and he was standing behind me watching it, and we were just like, oh, and all of us are getting ready to like hype and pop off. I ended up losing, which was tragic, but it was still like we were getting hyped. And then I think I won the next time I played it, and it was pog. Like we were all popping off. We were having a good time because Stackers is the GOAT. And then I think they played air hockey, and I was like, I sleep, but that's okay. Next is Tapper. Okay, Tapper is one of those weird games. It's an old arcade game. It's fun. Its win condition is kind of like weird, and it's lose condition is also kind of weird, but it's fun. It's like a quick pace like game. I think that whenever I'm playing Tapper, I'm dialed in. And for that, I think that it's like, if I saw a Tapper machine, I think that I'd definitely be like, I gotta play this. But that's just because it'd be so rare to find. I think that if on a normal floor I saw a Tapper machine, I'd probably say that I'm feeling a little quirky about this. and I'm gonna play it. And I'm even gonna put it above Space Invaders, which probably sounds like a sin, but I like Tapper. I think it's pretty good. Okay. Next, the Terminator game. Oh, no shot. This is crazy. Terminator Salvation, and you're gonna tell me you see that and nobody's on the setup, and you're gonna pass by it and not play it if you haven't played it already? It is 4 tokens, or 2, depending. It's always that. It's always 2 or 4. Isn't that kind of funny? Anyway, I gotta play it. I'm gonna run it. You know, I'm gonna give Terminator Salvation honestly a why I'm here for this reason. I think one of the gun games has to be a why I'm here, and Terminator Salvation is the one that I remember playing every time that I would go into an arcade with a friend. We would play it. We'd literally be like, we're running that later, right? And we'd be like, yeah, for sure, man. Next is House of the Dead. Okay, House of the Dead is the OG. It is like one of the OG versions of Terminator, but it's just an on-rail shooter. It's fine. It's kind of whatever, but it's cool. But I think that I'm only playing it if I get a borrowed token, man. I hate to be that guy, but it's just, and maybe it's just because it hasn't aged well, but it's just, I'd rather go play Terminator or the next runner-up, Time Crisis. Ooh. Time Crisis got the peak pedal. You press on the pedal and it goes. Yeah, dog, I'm playing Time Crisis. Time Crisis is a... Ooh, I almost said it. I don't think it's a hype maker. I do think Time Crisis is a gods too. We're going to make me a little bit smaller again. I've slowly gotten smaller. I think Time Crisis is going to go right under Cyclone. Just because Terminator Salvation still exists, and that's taken most of the Time Crisis machines and put them in the time capsule, which is tragic, but that's just how it goes. Okay, we have 2 games left, chat. We have Tron. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Ain't nobody ever seen a Tron machine. I don't know a single person who ever has rolled up and seen an actual Tron machine. I've seen Tron likes. Ain't nobody ever seen a Tron machine. The last person who's seen a Tron machine is walking around with a cane and like lost an eye in the war. The war. I won't say which one, but it's the war. All right. So I think Tron as a concept, fire. I think it's a fun game. I think that it's cool. And I think that Tron honestly can get pretty hype whenever it's homie versus homie. Okay. But I think for the most part, it's a borrowed token. And that's tragic. I hate to say it, but I think that it'll go above Guitar Hero. If not because of that date actually being a date and me not realizing it, then because Tron, seeing an actual Tron machine would mean that I'd had to have gone back in time and be in a time crisis to acknowledge that this machine was there. Last on the order, the last game that we are rating today, chat, Big Bass. Okay. The Big Bass Pro machine. We are talking about this big lever boy. Now, these machines popped up everywhere. Okay? I legit don't know where these came from. Okay? But the local pizza place had it, and then everywhere had it. Okay? Everyone got these. They said, Wheel of Fortune, get out of here. We've got Big Bass. Okay? And there was always that funky narrator, you gotta pull it in, you know? And it's crazy. All right? The design of this machine, immaculate. Look how clever this design is. Its mouth is the bass, like it's a fish hook and stuff. And then you pull this big lever, like you're on an old train track and you're trying to outrun the cops with your buddy who you just robbed the train with, and you're like, you know? And there's always a chance you could spin and land on that beautiful green gilded spot for the 1,000 tickets. And let me tell you, there's so few feelings that I can bring to people that are like pulling and then landing on that emerald sweet spot, that small section, that means you get to stand there for 10 minutes while it prints out 1,000 tickets for you. There's nothing quite like that. And then like your parental figure comes up to you and is like, hey, what's going on? And then you go, I won the jackpot. You're popping off. You're going crazy in the function. And all of your homies roll up and they're like, dude, you're still waiting here? And you're like, I popped off. I won. I've got the jackpot. We can get whatever we want. Now we can buy all of the Tootsie Rolls or all of those cool little like pops that like invert and then it jumps that are weird, you know, and they all pop off with you. And like, it's just crazy. And then you have this mountain of tickets and you immediately have to go turn them in because it is not practical for you to hold on to them. And so you have to go feed them into the ticket machine and get a receipt immediately. But let me tell you, there's nothing quite like rolling this machine after you found some tokens near it, or like you press the token feedback button and you get a couple tokens enough just to play this. This is the last game you're running and you're like, I just need a couple more tickets. And if I can get this, if I get the 10, if I get the big winner, that's it. It's Jover. And then you pull it. Nothing quite like it. And it's why I'm here, chat. It is why I pull up to the function. I'm in the arcade specifically to play Big Bass. All right? All right. This is it. This is our tier list for our arcade games. What do you guys think? I think this is fire. I think this is gas. We are going to save this. Just download it. Okay. We're going to go ahead and end stream, though, because that's all we're doing today. We're just doing this tier list, and we're calling it. All right. It did not start off butchered. This tier list is the most true tier list you'll ever see in your life. Okay? I will pop this on I'm going to edit this down and also throw it up on YouTube. So if you missed it, you can either watch the VOD or you can wait for that to go up. And then I'm also going to post this on Twitter. So if you want a closer look at what's on this tier list, it'll be there. But anyway, I will be live come Friday. Till then, don't get sucked into a toilet. And bye-bye.